Congress was not going to act in a significant or meaningful way. And as a result of that, my group caucused the next day and decided we'd work on some of these recommendations, really not so much at the request of the White House, but of our own sort of spontaneity, and talk to the White House about this. And so my center is actually working on a group of policy issues where we conduct forums with subject matter experts from around the country on this variety of things. And the question for the day is, can the President of the United States do something meaningful using his executive authority, or agencies using their agency authority and their rulemaking powers? Can they do things that are meaningful as it relates to clean energy? So those areas involve things like energy efficiency, renewable energy financing, alternative fuels for vehicles, natural gas rulemaking. How does the federal government interact with states to ensure that natural gas is extracted in an environmentally sound way? Something I know you've worked on in your career to date, and that will be a very important part of your work as the administrator of the EPA. The last of those issues is really also about utilities. What's the business model for the 21st century for utilities so that they can incorporate distributed generation, so that they can tackle energy efficiency in a meaningful way and really change the way they sort of generate revenue or work on widening their energy base. And so we're doing this for the President. We'll publish a set of recommendations in November for the White House that have to do with this, but I can tell you that so much of our work really looks to the EPA and things that you'll do. I should note that William Boyd, who's a professor here at the law school, was our principal author of our natural gas work. And then what we do is have a white paper that we go in the door with, and they're a group of subject matter experts that include industry people. Tisha was a part of the panel, environmental folks, regulators, academicians, and we vet those recommendations. So we're getting broad stakeholder, stakeholder as it relates to sort of industry and environment, but also political stakeholders, people from across the sort of political spectrum, because we believe there should not be a political divide in this country around energy and environment issues. This is something that we should bridge. So thanks to Professor Boyd from CU Law School for his work with us on this as well. So we're going to publish these recommendations. The hope is this, that this premise about congressional inaction is a temporary premise, and that we can demonstrate for the President, for executive agencies, that there are things that they can do to push a clean energy agenda, to work on the Presidential Climate Action Plan from the agency and executive authority perspective, but that Congress can understand over time that this is not a false choice. That you can take energy and environment, economic development, equity, and pile those together and have a clean energy agenda for the United States of America that works. That's the premise that our center operates on at Colorado State University. We work with states every day on it. We're working now at the federal level on that, and I think it's important for people in this room to understand that one of the things that we need to do, and I think the administrator articulated it, I'm going to repeat, one of the things we need to do is talk to those elected officials we have some influence over because it's a democratic process and we're their constituents, and ensure that they should not buy into the false choice, that they should look at clean energy as an economic and environmental opportunity in a way as well to ensure that we don't build out an energy economy on the backs of lower income or poor people in this country. It's all a false choice. We can do this in a meaningful way, but we have to act together. We have to really convince all generations that this is possible. There are a lot of policy levers that can make this happen, and we need to work with the policy makers in this country to convince them that it's not a false choice. It is a clean energy agenda, and there's so much that can be done to really resolve what we begin to see now as issues around climate change. So thank you, Administrator, for choosing Colorado as a place to come. In the early part of your time as the Administrator, we look for nothing but success from you over the next few years. God bless you.
So I'm Tisha Schuler. It's an honor to be here, and it's an intimidating panel to be a part of. So thank you for including me. I'd like to thank the Administrator McCarthy. Thank you for coming to Colorado.